Hey, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amani Forrester. I'm author of the book 30 Reasons Why Men Deserve Nothing. It's available right now on Amazon, and it's free to read if you have Kindle Unlimited. And today I'm going to bring you a Reddit post that is just, I guess, a cautionary tale to married women out here that you never really know who you're married to. So let's get into it. So this comes from the subreddit True Off My Chest. It's called My brother-in-law beat up my husband after catching him perving on my sister, and now my husband wants to press charges. So there's a content warning of violence and unaliving. So OP says, I am so distraught. I never would have thought anything like this would happen. This all happened a few days ago while my husband was over at my sister and her boyfriend's house, helping them with something. I guess my brother-in-law caught my husband peeking on my sister while she was using the restroom, and it got physical. My brother left with a broken nose, black eyes, and his lip was pretty busted. When my brother-in-law called me and told me what happened, he asked me if I was safe and if I needed any help getting away from my husband. My husband has been on a rampage saying he's going to sue my brother-in-law for assault and emotional distress and make him pay the hospital bill, which wasn't even a lot. We have great insurance, so WTF. He also claims he was just checking on her because after the miscarriage, he's worried about her, but brother-in-law said he had his hand down his pants while he was looking into the restroom. I've been staying with a friend of mine with my daughter. What the F do I do? Divorce? Counseling? Is my sister okay? How long has he been doing this for? Am I not good enough? Am I not satisfying him? What the F do I do? I really hate how women have been conditioned whenever males in their lives act out. We're conditioned to be like, what did I do? Why aren't I enough? So cringy. I feel bad for her. Obviously, this is devastating. It must be so devastating and traumatizing to her sister to know she was in the bathroom while her sister's husband's just being a whole creep and touching himself. That's disgusting. And then for this woman to find out that that's what her husband was doing to her sister, disgusting. These males are so gross. But to seriously be like, should I divorce? You have to have boundaries that would make you end a relationship. And this needs to be that hard line. Let's see some comments. But I just want women to stop blaming themselves for when their husbands, when their boyfriends act like total disgusting creeps. Stop wondering why you couldn't be better. Stop. Get some self-esteem, get some self-worth. See these people for who they are. You are not the reason that these people are acting out. These people are acting out because they're disgusting, because they're gross, because they're degenerate. You're seeing them for who they are. That's all it is. So stop asking that dumb question. Let's get to the comments, okay? So one commenter says, there is no counseling in this universe that would make me want to try to repair a marriage with a man who not only fancies my sister, but actively pervs on her while he pleasures himself. Take a good hard look at this situation. It's difficult, yes, but you know exactly what you must do. Someone else says, hijacking top comment to add this OP. Your husband is going on a rampage to distract from getting caught. So true. He's trying to flip the narrative to make your brother-in-law the bad guy and himself the victim. Yeah, this is so narcissistic. His reactions included making himself a victim, giving half-baked excuses that don't make any sense. You don't check in on your sister-in-law by looking in on them in the bathroom, and threatening to sue to scare off those that caught him. Your brother-in-law's reaction was immediately notifying you and being upfront about the situation, including his actions, even though that included hurting your husband, and making sure you were safe and okay, and that he could help you if you weren't. Their behavior is night and day. You know you need to leave. I know, right? I hope she knows. They also say there's been countless husbands that have cheated, husbands that are pervs, husbands that unalive their partners or others. Hell, John Wayne Gacy was a PDF file, cheating artist, and a murderer. And he was married twice. Sure, trust your partner, but don't trust them blindly. That ring doesn't make him incapable of doing effed up-ish. I feel like we could just stick a fork in this and call it done. That's all that needs to be said. Someone else says his reaction screams guilt and trying to shift blame. Brother-in-law's concern for OP's safety speaks volume. It's clear who's actually looking out for her best interests. And someone else says there's no coming back from that kind of betrayal. Protect yourself and your daughter. This is beyond counseling. You deserve better than someone who violates trust like that. And I'll read one more comment. Someone says, you know those people better than anyone online. If your brother-in-law took the time to actually get physical with your husband, then there's a high chance he had a valid reason to do it. That's all I really got to say here. I don't want to give you advice without knowing any prior context. And then OP replied, I honestly believe my brother-in-law and sister more than my husband. Phew, that's a relief. Neither one of them have any reason to lie, and using her miscarriage is so gross. It was. She says, I'm just scared to find out if he's done this to her before, and we never caught him till now. Well, I hope she starts to make her exit plan. There's people around her who are willing to help her get out of the situation, and they do say that when you're leaving a relationship with these XY, it's oftentimes the most dangerous time, so I just hope that she stays safe, gets out of there. He's a creep. Let me know what you guys think of the situation in the comments. And word to all the married women out there, people show you who they are. Believe it. So you guys are getting 2-in-1, two Reddit stories today, because I just found another post in the true off my chest section, and when I tell you the freaks come out at night, what the heck is with all these creepy dudes? So this person says, just found evidence that my ex has been breaking into my apartment to read my journal for years. I think I'm in shock. And like, when you go to Reddit and you read these titles, sometimes you're like, this can't be true. And sometimes they're not true, mind you. Sometimes some of these stories are not true. But so far I believe this one because we know these males out here they're weird. So let's get into it. So this OP says, for context, we've been broken up since 2020. We had a business together at the time and decided to keep working together. It was a little rocky at first. We got back together once briefly, but it didn't take, so we became friends and everything has been pretty smooth for a few years. My ex, 30 male, has a spare key to my apartment in case of emergencies. See, that's red flag. And to occasionally pet sit for me, 30 female. Today I logged into our business Gmail and discovered he has been accidentally backing up his iPhone camera roll to our shared account. One of the first photos I noticed was a picture of my journal. I found out that he has been breaking into my apartment for years, reading my journal entries and taking pictures of some of them to keep. Some of the photos were from the journal I kept while we were still dating, and more recent ones were negative entries I made about two of my exes, which coincide with times he tried to get back together with me. The most recent photo was an entry where I described how I was falling in love with my current boyfriend, and the date lines up perfectly with a very upsetting emotional tirade he went on a month ago where he announced he was no longer in love with me anymore. There are a lot of other things on there, like hard evidence of his hookups that confirm he was cheating on me at various stages of our relationship. I'm honestly not surprised by that stuff, but I did panic a bit about the journal entries because he was in my apartment when I wasn't home, and he's been doing this for years. How can someone do that? What else is he doing when he's here? I haven't told him I know of all of this yet. I'm trying to process my feelings about it. For the record, even though a part of me is scared, I don't think he would ever hurt me. But then again, I didn't expect him to be capable of such blatant violation of my privacy and trust. I don't know, but I don't really think that you should be like working with an ex like that. I just think there's just too much baggage and residual negative feelings. Even if you feel like, oh, we're still friends, I feel like one person gets over things faster than the other a lot of the time or moves on before the other one, and then it can make you feel away and it can impact your business and just that's why they tell you, you shouldn't really be dating your coworkers because of it can get so messy. And this man has access, this ex of yours has access to your apartment. I don't know, that's brave. Let's see what the comments have to say. So one person says change the locks. This is stalking behavior. It absolutely is. Another person says get a camera first so you can take the evidence to the police. I don't think he'll stop at a change lock. Someone else says I'd check for cameras. Then get your own. The ex is obviously not careful. Note the iPhone backups. But if he's had free access to her home that he's been exploiting for years, the possibility of other forms of surveillance is there. And I actually just found out today that there's like these devices that can check for cameras in a room. So I think she should get one of those and like scan her whole apartment. Anyway, someone else says, and invest in a few pet cams. OP, all because he's never been violent towards you before does not mean he can't or won't be. He's repeatedly violated you in your home. He is dangerous. You should get cameras for your house before anything. Don't let him know that you know what he's been doing, but tell someone you trust. Tell your family, send them all evidence you have, and save all your screenshots somewhere hidden and safe. Not sure if police would help much, but you should at least file a report so it's on record. I will say too that like stalking, it seems so innocuous, it seems like so innocent compared to like other crimes by like exes, boyfriends, partners, whatever, but it's been known to lead to like violence and worse. So, if someone is stalking you, you should be worried. You should be taking precautions and taking it seriously. Yet another person is pointing out that this is an ex who violated you in whatever way he deemed necessary for years. He has demonstrated a terrifying desire to continuously keep tabs on you and your life, despite knowing that he has no right to be privy to that information. He has consistently invaded your privacy in the worst way, so think about it. If we are talking about a guy like that, then why wouldn't he hide cameras in your space? In his mind, it would be a perfect way to expand his control over you. I'm not saying this to scare you, I'm saying this to underscore the severity of the situation. It may help you if you Google something like, quote, common places to hide spy cameras, so you can start your search in those areas. I wish you luck, OP. And OP says, thank you for this comment. I think I needed to hear it said this way. I couldn't tell if I was overreacting or underreacting. And it's so sad that like, women have been kind of gaslit out of their natural instincts. If you notice in both of these stories, the women are like, yeah, I had a feeling, but like, I'm glad someone said it. Even coming here to post these in the true off my chest section before just reacting the way that you feel is right is just proof that like women are just so out of touch with their intuition. You know something's wrong. You know this is wrong. I'm going to read one more comment. Someone says, he will absolutely hurt you. Don't F around with this. All these comments about fun ways to mess with his head are entertaining, but this man is dangerous. And I really hope there weren't a lot of comments like this. I didn't read any, but they continue. First, protect yourself. Don't go home without a chain lock for your door. Tell someone you trust what's going on. Keep a bag packed in your car or at a friend's house. He may have placed air tags or cameras in your stuff. Then, lawyer and police in that order. You need to know what evidence you need to make this stick because you're still in business with this piece of ish and it's going to get messy. Follow your lawyer's advice. Check any joint tech accounts. Make sure he can't read your emails. There was recently a post from a woman here whose ex was accessing her phone via a tampered with USB charger. Wow. So, okay, you know what? I'm going to read one more comment. So, another person says, I'm sharing this because it took something crazy to happen to me personally to realize how far people will go. I do not believe this will happen to you, but you must be aware and never hesitate to contact police. 2 years after I broke up with my ex, he leased a car in my name. With my information, forged a signature. He was a car dealer. I didn't find out until 2 years after when I got a call saying that my car was being repossessed. Of course, I instructed them to do so immediately. But even after I provided all the court documents to the major credit bureaus, I took a huge hit and had to pay legal fees. I also had to change my name and SSN. Do not ignore this behavior. Protect yourself. Tell everyone and report everything. Wow. So these unhinged exes out here, yeah, they can still come back to like try to ruin your life. Let me know what you guys think of this situation and have you ever been through something similar? I don't think I've ever heard anyone have a situation like this, but share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.